This Jesse Lee Peterson dude is crazy. For the life of me, I don't know why people even still go on this show, man. I just like at this point it's comedy. He already been exposed as as a Tinkerbell already, right? But people still go on to his show. They sit on their couch and have conversations, and he asks the dumbest questions. Now this guy's supposed to be Christian minimalist, T.K. Coleman. He went on to the show and I guess he was acting like he didn't know who Jesse Lee Peterson, Mr. Tinkerbell, was, aka lover of manhole, right? He acted like he didn't know who he is. So he was when Peterson was asking questions, he was just answering them in good faith, right? But at some point, he started to figure out that this dude is a troll. But Jesse Lee is just weird. Check it out.
What's wrong with the blacks?
What's wrong with the blacks? Like Black Fridays?
What?
Black Fridays? It's a scam, man. It plays off people's FOMO by creating an artificial sense of scarcity.
I don't understand.
You asked what's wrong with the blacks, right?
Right.
I'm saying I've never liked Black Fridays.
You don't like the black people?
Oh, black people, my bad. I'm black and I'm slow, man.
And this guy, man, the ship is just leaking oil with Jesse Lee Peterson. Nobody cares anything about Jesse Lee Peterson. He's been in the game for a long time, and all the people he started out with, they all surpassed him. The numbers is reflecting it. People done quote on to him, and nobody cares. Nobody cares about Jesse Lee Peterson, right? But for some reason, people still go on to the show, but it's not getting he tries to get on there and does things for shock value, but people done quote on to him, man. And he likes to just pile on black people, right? He's one of them guys, man, he'll say anything to get the check from Master. Anything. He asks stupid questions like this.
What's wrong with the blacks?
I think about something that's said in a book of Ecclesiastes that I think addresses this, where he says, I've observed a great tragedy under the sun. I've seen slaves riding around on horseback, and I've seen princes walking about on foot as if they were slaves. And he's identifying the tragedy of a people not knowing who they are. If I had to give an answer to the question of what's wrong with the blacks, as you say, I would say we don't know who we are. And in order to know who we are, we must return to our Creator. And it's only with that knowledge of self that we can walk in power.
So this guy's sitting here answering all the questions real serious, mentioning black scholars, saying all kinds of stuff. Jesse Lee Peterson is just sitting there with his first grade reading level, looking real, I ain't gonna say it, but he just sitting there looking like, just looking crazy, right? And he's like a 75-year-old troll, man. And all he does is troll black people. Now, y'all ever see that video when he was outside with the microphone years ago, and the white lady said something racist to him? He was like, she's a racist. She's a racist. And people start trolling him like, I thought W people wasn't racist. I thought it was only black people, right? Like, he had already got exposed. But this guy right here, right, he's answering everything real serious, man, and Jesse Lee is just sitting there waiting for his chance to come in, with the ninja tree, just with the ninja stuff, right? Check it out.
Miles Monroe, the late Miles Monroe, said that the root of man's frustrations is his misconception of self. When you don't understand the purpose of a thing, abuse is inevitable. And I would say when I look around at my brothers and my sisters today in this country, I would say we don't know who we are. We've accepted all sorts of lies about our possibilities, all sorts of lies about our value, and we pursue those in the wrong way through the wrong things.
Now, this man is giving serious answers. I'm talking about serious answers. But in pure Jesse Lee Peterson's fashions, he's going to come back and ask some more weirdo stuff, right? And then get into racism and how the W man is discriminated against, and ask, do you believe in racism? And when you answer the question, Jesse Lee usually overtalks you and then takes over the show to try to belittle you and make you seem like you're ignorant, right? But at this point, the man that was the man on the show, he peeped what Jesse was trying to do, and he beat Jesse at his own game. He tore Jesse Lee Peterson up, right? And he reversed it and had Jesse on his seat, not knowing how to answer questions or being confused, right? He gets real crazy to the point where Jesse just was sitting there like this. Check it out.
Do you believe that there's racism exists?
Depends what you mean.
Do you believe racism exists?
Depends what you mean.
Does racism exist?
Depends what you mean.
I'm sorry?
Depends what you mean.
It was just a question.
And I'm just stating a qualification for the question.
So you believe racism exists or not?
It depends.
On what?
What do you mean by racism?
It depends on what?
It depends on how you're using the word racism.
Well, I'm not. I'm just asking the question.
Are you telling me you don't know what you mean when you say the word racism?
Right now, it's just a question. And I'm asking you, do you believe that racism exists?
Right. It's a question that you're asking.
Yeah, does racism exist?
And
Let
in
me
order
ask
to
that one.
ask the question, you're using words. And those words are an expression of your thoughts. And since I don't know I can't read your mind, I'm asking you to tell me what the words you're choosing to use mean. Are you unwilling to do that or unable
So let
to
me
do
just
it?
ask, does racism exist?
What do you mean by racism?
So let me ask this. Amazing. I want to put you on the hot seat because of time. They give me the time here. I want to put you on the hot seat. I need you to answer these questions as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Right?
Do you want me to give some thoughts about the nature of race in
Well, it
America, or
doesn't
just
seem
forget
like
it?
you know what it is or even what it means. So
I know that it's a word that gets used in different ways by different people. If you ask someone on the political right what racism is, you're going to get a totally different answer than if you ask somebody on the left. And I think you at least know that. So,
but I'm only asking you, I'm talking
Right.
to you right now.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you if you believe that racism exists. Does
Yeah.
racism exist?
and I'm not sure what's so difficult or controversial about me asking a man what he means by the words that he uses. Are you unwilling to do that?
Now, Corey Holcomb could learn something from this brother here. Because this brother here know that Jesse Lee Peterson was trying to be disrespectful and trying to put him on a hot seat. And he just totally just looked at him and just used words to reverse it on him to the point where Jesse Lee Peterson is remedial. He doesn't he doesn't know whether he's coming or going at times. He's just reading the cards that they halfway reading the cards that they told him to read, asking the same generic questions. And this guy was just like, I got something for you. And basically, why are you asking me that? What does it mean? He asking him, what does it mean? And he said, well, if you can ask me a question about something, you can at least tell me what it means before I answer it, right? Because it has different meanings based off of different interpretations based off of who's expressing it, right? So now, Jesse Lee Peterson is looking like a deer in the headlight. He's like, well, are you just going to answer the question? And the dude is like, yeah, I'll answer it when you tell me what do you mean. So listen, these dudes, the powers that be use Jesse because they know that Jesse, man, he's willing to do anything for that check. He don't care, man. He's going to be like this until it's time for him to go home. And listen, what he tries to do is he tries to pivot now and tries to go in another direction on the guy. But the guy, by this time, got him figured out. He's just sitting there and he's just playing with Jesse now because he knows that Jesse is not that articulate and or intelligent.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you think about the attack upon white people in America? They are being blamed for everything, especially white man. And then there's a genocide happening upon white people. They're being robbed and knocked out in the streets and businesses being robbed and everything. What do you think about the genocide upon whites in America?
Genocide?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty picky and precise with my use of that term.
Of genocide?
Yeah, I have no conception of the word genocide that would apply to any race in America right now.
So he goes and he asks another dumb question about the genocide of the W, man, in America. And they're being assaulted, unalived. They're having all these horrible things happening to them in America. Well, if it's happening to them, it has to be happening to them by their own people. Because in this country, ethnic groups hurt each other on proximity to where they live at. It's not black folks hurting W folks and vice versa. No. W folks are getting hurt by their own people. It's just the media don't report it. So Jesse Lee Peterson, yeah, you're right. It's being done by their own people. But he's asking that question, intimating that black people are doing this, which is not true. All in Indiana, Arkansas, Louisville, all these places, Idaho, Iowa, across America, Oklahoma, Texas, everywhere. Yeah, they're harming each other. They're doing these things to each other, right? But this is the thing. They won't report that because the black man has to be the face of criminality in America. We have to be the face of everything, right? So when we talk about genocide, the people, the true genocidal maniacs of this country was the W folks, right? On indigenous blacks they brought from Africa, and the indigenous Native Americans, right? It's damn near a billion body count. The history speaks for itself, so we know he's being a troll. Now, when it comes to his lifestyle, he's been outed already as being a closet, backdoor boy, right? A manhole, a lover of manhole. Yes, he loves manhole, right? Based off of what these W conservatives have been saying. It wasn't black folks that outed him. It was the W folks that he tries to protect so much, right? You got guys saying this.
Joseph Enders of the right-wing evangelical news outlet titled Christian Militant put together a documentary called Amazing Disgrace, which is a name that's admittedly clever. And in it, they talk to men who either had relationships with Jesse or claim that he made unwanted sexual advances towards them. Take a look.
These stories first came to light when Jesse's former co-host and alleged decade-long gay lover exposed him.
So we were sitting on the bed together, and all of a sudden he turned to me and just looked at me, and he said, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And he said it in a tone that was really insistent, and I'd never seen this tone from him before. It was like kind of scary. It kind of scared me. Like what? What do you want to do? I knew what he meant, and then I told him, okay. And at first I'm scared, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm playing along here. It kind of threw me off my game, I guess, in a way. I think later I realized that's kind of something that people do sometimes. It's like the devil works in a certain way by intimidating you, and it throws you off your normal game. And so he said, "What do you want to do?" And he was like, "Okay, I'm scared." And then I told him what I want to do. I mentioned sex acts, that he knew about, that I had already talked to him about, that I was interested in. And next thing you know, he's ripping his clothes off and coming at me, basically. And I did the same, took my clothes off. And next thing you know, we're fully at it, having, not getting into detail here, but basically full-on sexual acts.
Former Bond House manager, 50-year-old Robert Santner, alleges he witnessed similarly strange behavior in 2021 between Jesse and current Bond producer James Hake.
What I witnessed, him and Jesse were hugging each other intensely, rubbing each other's shoulder down stuff, and he came to a point where I actually saw him kissing him on the cheek and stuff on the hallway, and talking all kinds. I can't remember what the words he said.
So while Jesse is constantly going in on black people, he got Brock Backshots and Johnny Man Opener exposing him. He's been having wild whirlwind nights with Brock Backshots in Lost at Sea 4, starring Jesse Lee Peterson. All Bros and No Hoes 17, starring Jesse Lee Peterson. Right? They're exposing all of this stuff. Pumping Orange 16. They're exposing him on all this stuff, right? But yet and still, he's still talking about black people. I mean, this dude is giving elaborate stories about the movies that they record, Night Shift 3. Him and Jesse, right? He's telling how they was tearing each other's clothes off and just like wild animals getting at each other. But yet and still, he coming on here talking about black people. This dude is a weirdo, man. Jesse Lee Peterson is crazy, man. And when he got confronted about it, right, he gets upset. Now, mind you, when he's getting confronted, it ain't us that's confronting him because we don't care, right? We don't care. It's the W man blowing the whistle, pun intended, on him. Check this out.
Research about you, and this just kept coming up and up and up and up over and over again. And those are like the allegations. Like people kept saying, "Oh, Jesse, had a scandal with this guy, with that guy." Why are there so many allegations against you?
If I were you, I would not get into gossip. That's a woman's nature. So I don't get into gossip. Don't deal in gossip. I wouldn't do that, right? Because people tell me things about you and other folks, but I tell them to go to the person and forgive them and move on with your life and stay out of other people's business.
Yeah, but it seems like there was just like so many people.
I don't care if the whole world did it. It doesn't matter.
But why are there so many people like coming out?
You have to go to them. I told you I'm not going to do that. So you're not going to pull me down that road. You talk to them if you want more information about it.
Well, I want to ask you though.
And you said that you were not going to even ask me about this.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. You said that when I wanted to talk to you about it, I'll let you know.
I never said that. I never said I wasn't.
When I was on your show, were you was on my show?
No, we never had this discussion.
Yeah, but I'm not going to discuss it with you.
Okay.
Because it's not your business, first of all, and it wouldn't do you any good. It'll just make your ego, because it seemed that you love gossip, it will make your ego feel good. But
now, when you look at this dude, he was real zesty in his explanation, very zesty, and he's upset because they're blowing the whistle on him. You know, we know he can't go swimming, man, in deep water because he might sink. He open-ended, man. He open this way and in the back way. He gonna sink if he goes swimming in deep water. He knows this, right? So now people is exposing him because he spent. And it's funny that it's the W man exposing him because, like I said, he done got old now. So they tired of his manhole. They want another young Sambo, another young black Sambo. That's what they want, right? They don't want him no more. So they just, when they finish with their tools, they break them. So now they just gonna expose him and say, listen, yeah, black community, y'all was right, man. This dude was over here, man. This dude was over here with us. Right, all this time we was having our way with him. We done with him now, right? So now when he go on there with that W man start to uncover stuff, he gets upset. I'm not going to talk about this now. This Jesse Lee Peterson dude is funny, man. But I like the way the black dude turned it against him, man, and said, listen, we ain't even doing this, right? And he just showed him how unintelligent Jesse Lee Peterson is. But y'all guys let me know what y'all think, man. If y'all made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.